Hey, what's up, everybody? This is DJ Keo, and today I wanted to talk about controllers, specifically pro versus amateur. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. I hope to have a new video soonish. Anyone who's been in this channel long enough is like, oh, come on, dude, stop saying that. Anyways, today I wanted to talk about controllers, and I've been using two different controllers for a little while, and this is my experience so far. So I have a Pro controller, SX, right here on the screen. And I have a little tiny controller. It's a Hercules DJ-something something out there. They're widely different between the two of them. Like, you couldn't get any more different. One's a Pro one. It has XLR outputs. It's got big knobs, and it's got a Pro type jog wheel and all this other stuff. The other one's missing a lot of these functions. It does have jog wheels, it does have that, and it has pitch control, but it just feels different. And I'm gonna get into that in a second. So this is my feelings about the two of them. So first, before I even get out to that, should you buy a mini controller versus a Pro one? You should buy both. If money's a issue right now and you just started DJing, buy the mini, buy the amateur one, and get your legs underneath you and figure out how to DJ, and then move up to the Pro. Now, the reason why I say that is there's different types of Pros gear, and you need to figure out what kind of DJ you're going to be first before you buy the gear. So if you're going to be a turntablist, you're not going to see DJs or controllers. You're going to need turntables. If you're going to worry about blending and these kind of things, you're going to want better types of jog wheels, or you're going to want to work with something with better sync or these kind of things. These are things you got to think about. So, I feel it's better that you start and learn how the DJ blend songs together, what songs work together, and then figure out what kind of gear you need. And that's been my philosophy for buying stuff. I'm frugal I'm a Ferengi level frugal. I'm very, very, very opposed to spending money when I don't need it. So I'll ride something till the wheels fall off. So I guess those are two of the same things. So anyways, getting back to my experience. So using the controller, the big controller, Pro, let's go with big and then mini. Pro, amateur. Let's go big and mini. First off, the biggest difference between the two of them is size and functionality. The Pro gear is going to have more knobs and buttons and cues and whatever else you think of. Anything that's in the software is on the actual controller itself. Whereas the mini controller, you're going to be using the laptop a lot. I mean, you're a lot. You have the basics, your jog wheels and your pitch and fader and your crossfader, that kind of stuff. You got that. And you may even have a couple cue and triggers for samples and yada, yada, yada. So you got that. And you can load some songs, and you may have the basic EQs. You don't have effects control. You're going to miss out on a bunch of other stuff. And I think the biggest feature for me, and the thing that drove me the craziest, is that it's not very accurate. So if you're using the little mini controller and you just want to just nudge up the pitch just a little bit, just ever so slightly, it's going to jump. It's going to go right up. And that drove me crazy. So I found myself having to use sync and other things, rely on the laptop screen a lot more than I would have liked to, because I hate just staring at the screen, which I do a lot, and it's driving me crazy. I'm trying to get away from staring at the screen. But if this jog wheel is super finicky or your pitch is super finicky, you're going to have to rely on other things. So yes, if you start with these tiny controllers and you jump to a larger controller, you're going to notice there's a colossal difference between the two of them. The other issue that I had was build quality, and it's a huge one for me. If I spend a lot of money on something, I want it to last. I want to throw it in my Go case, flight case, whatever you want to call it. I want to throw it in there and not have to worry about it. So for me, I do a lot of gigs where I'm out and I got to pack up my gear and carry it out a lot. So That's a huge factor. So I looked at it from the mini side. I had to buy something cheap enough that I could just buy another one, like it's disposable. And for the pro side, I need to get something that's reliable and is going to last a long time. And so I got the best of both worlds for both of them. I think the mini thing costs like, it was like $100, $110, something like that. And pro one's like 1,000 something. So I think between the two of them, it kind of carried. I think I got the better of both worlds between the two of them. So the decision between what I would carry is more based on, can people see the DJ booth and how large is the DJ booth? So I played a couple places. The DJ booth is tiny, so I couldn't really fit anything in there. And so I wasn't worried about people looking at it like, what is that? And you know what? It's a factor. A lot of people say, don't worry about what people think, but it is a factor. A lot of people buy gear based on what other people think, and it's stupid, but it's a thing. And I found myself thinking, whenever I brought the mini mixer out, the little controller, I was like, can anybody see in here? I found myself playing totally different based how I would play if I had turntables out or, my CDJs or whatever with the bigger platter. Like I just found I played different. So, you got to think about that when you're buying this stuff. So the other issue I ran across is inputs and outputs. There is no input or outputs on a mini mixer. At least on the SX, I had, mic inputs and I had XLRs and boosts and RCAs. I only had RCAs on the mini, and this is something that you got to think about. Can you give that up? If you played in a lot of different places, and some of them are going to have XLR inputs, and some are going to have just RCA, and it's going to go into a mixer somewhere. Depending on how far you are away from your amps and whatever your gear you're plugging into, it's going to matter. RCAs can't go very long before they start introducing noise and other issues. And it's a flimsy connection, so they break a lot. You can have issues, shorts, and the wires and that kind of stuff. If you can use XLR, use XLR. It just goes without saying. Yeah, I found myself bringing a mixer so I can have a mic input and then plugging this thing into the mixer and just add it to the more complexity to what my gear should be, rather than here's the mixer, CDJs, XLR, or here's my controller, XLR. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just added to the overall thing, and I didn't like that at all. I just found that a huge issue. So lastly, and this is probably the bigger, for me, it was like 9-day. I really instantly realized it. Latency sucks on mini controllers. It is awful. You can get to the bigger ones, or I will say the mid-size ones. There's a difference between that when it comes to latency, but the little tiny controllers, latency is terrible. It is awful. It makes you want to punch yourself in the face when you're using it, especially if you're just trying to cut something in and just, it was terrible. I had a huge problem with that. So I found myself mini mixer. I would use it if no one's looking in the DJ booth. I'm not really doing any strenuous mixing, and I don't need a microphone, or if I do, I just need one mic input. Just basics, just real basics. I don't need a wireless mic, these kind of things. Then, I could use it. And when I have to cut down size because of the DJ booth, this is the only time I'll feel comfortable pulling it out and using it. I couldn't get into it. I don't know. And it's my personal experience. Everybody has a different feel for what it is. And so this is why I say, if you're going to get one because you need it for this situation. Don't get one because this is going to be your main gear to DJ weddings with. Don't do that. Your mini mixer, I don't know. You should get one though, because if you're on an airplane and you just want to work on a mix or something like that, or you're in a car, great. You couldn't get a better thing here. Imagine pulling out the SX like that. I don't know. I just found that's the huge difference between the two of them. Yeah, I couldn't say don't get one. I think you should get a mini mixer, especially if you're starting out. If you're professional and been doing it for a while, you should get one. They're handy. I can't stress this enough. They're handy. As long as you need a mic and you need to sound great and the yada yada yada, all that other stuff it sucks for. But you know, you're working on your mix and you want to plug into your gear, you just want to sit on the couch. Amazing. You can get a better thing for that. You just throw one earbud in your ear, plug it in and go. I like that about it. So yeah, I'm kind of curious what kind of gear you guys are using though. Do you have a mini mixer? Are you using only pro gear? Is it a travesty using a mini mixer at a paid gig? I'm on the fence about that one. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. Anyways, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. And peace out, bitch.